It is spooky season. It is October 1st, which means I'm about to do and expose the dark side of haunted houses.
I will give Kristen some credit here for being sensitive, because when she said she was doing this, I'm like, oh God, all of the touchy-feely, inappropriate feels that must be going on in those houses.
We have left those on the cutting room floor.
That was smart.
I did a deep dive, and I'm starting to worry about my mental health when I'm doing the dark side, because you do find some very dark, twisted stories that stick with you. I have saved some of the more salacious ones for our bonus content. If you don't know, we have Bert Show Bonus, Bert Show BS, and you pay a little extra for it, but you get a little extra for it. And so I'm saving that there. So this doesn't involve any of the touchy-feely people.
Okay, good.
And it also doesn't involve any of the dead bodies, because there was also plenty of those. There were lots that I came across a significant amount of deaths in haunted houses that we are just not going to. We're not going to mess with those.
Think about it. Someone has a heart attack in that thing.
Yep.
You're just assuming that it's part of the haunted house.
That there lies the problem.
Yeah.
The car accident that happened in front of one. Yeah, no, they thought it was part of the haunted house.
Oh God.
Oh, wow.
No, it wasn't. Oh yeah, there were so many stories like that.
Okay, that's will be for bonus. That's going to probably be way better than us all finding out that Cassie crapped herself a couple of times last week, which is in bonus content also.
That's the original horror story.
Turned her RV into a haunted house right there in front of her own eyes.
An outhouse.
All right, so here we go. Your dark side of haunted houses. Found this. We used to get a $100 body fluids bonus. Anyone losing control of their functions would be noted, and there'd be a bonus.
So if you scared somebody so badly and they peed themselves, you got a bonus?
Yes.
Oh, that's
insane.
Fantastic.
I love that. That's incredible.
I once slammed open a door as a group of Japanese tourists were coming up into the first room, made $700 without saying a word.
Nice.
Made 7 people urinate on themselves.
Hell of a day at work.
That's capitalism, man.
Right? Next story. I worked at a haunted house one year in high school to earn theater credits. I was dressed up as a crazy mad scientist type and placed in a scene with a fake body on a surgery table. I was also given this little power tool like a drill. My job was to scare people just as they were coming around the corner, jump out to them and bzz, bzz, bzz with my drill. One night, a man came around the corner holding his probably 4 to 5-year-old daughter on his hip. So the back of her head was facing me and was also closer to me than I anticipated. I heard them coming, jumped out, fired up my drill, the end of which got stuck and tangled into the little girl's hair.
No.
And got caught. She screamed and cried. I screamed and cried. I hit the emergency button, so the lights came on, and the rest of the group was ushered out while we tried to get this thing out of her hair. We ended up having to cut some of it.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Hey, we are so sorry. We don't do refunds, but if you want to go through again for free, no problem.
Don't bring your 4 or 5-year-old to a haunted house.
How about don't use a real drill?
Yeah, lots of things. Lots of things.
All right.
What is the appropriate age to start taking a kid to a haunted house?
8.
4 seem fairly young.
Teen. 18. No. 4 seems young, though.
Middle school. Yes, middle school.
I feel like once they can watch maybe 13, like PG-13 movies, or a little younger, like 10 to 13. My kids watch G and PG movies are a little pushing it.
Kaylee, have you taken your son to a haunted house yet?
He lives in one.
I would. I mean, I let my son watch John Wick and all those movies, and he's just turned 12.
That tracks. All right. Next we have Britton Donaldson, 27, was arrested after pulling a woman's hair and holding her head against a table for 10 to 15 seconds at the Mystery Manor in Omaha, Nebraska.
No touchy.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Donaldson, who plays a sadistic clown in the haunted house attraction, said he was just acting in the spirit of his character. He was fired. Then we needed to defend those who were actually working at the haunted house. The story goes, rabble-rousers disrupted the spooky fun at the O'Keefe Ranch Halloween Maze in British Columbia, Canada, by assaulting at least 3 of the attraction's performers. So a guy was going through with crutches, And like, for instance, this one woman only identified as Kimberly, she was like in this fence and she was sticking her arm out, screaming for help. The guy took his crutches and started hitting her with them.
Whoa.
What? She ended up going to the hospital. She had bruises and scrapes. So goes to the hospital. Apparently, she was the third person from that Halloween attraction to come in who had gotten hit with this dude's crutches that was going through the attraction.
There's one rule, right? You're not allowed to touch anybody.
can't touch
That's
anybody.
why they don't scare me, is because I know they're not going to touch me, and I'm probably not going to have a heart attack.
But again, it wasn't the people working the attraction. It was the person walking through it that hit the people working it. All right. And then lastly, a trip to a haunted house attraction went horribly wrong for a group of friends from Nashville. A person believed to be a staff member of the Nashville Nightmare Haunted House gave a knife to one of the girls from a group. The girl believed it was a prop and playfully stabbed her friend with it. The staff member who had approached the girl had asked her whether her friend was messing around with her. She said yes. She was then given a knife that looked like a prop knife, and the staff member told her, in quotation, staff member, well, here, stab him. She playfully stabbed her friend and explained, ha, gotcha. To her horror, he started bleeding.
Oh my gosh.
The group of friends was petrified at what had just transpired. Reflecting on this scene later, the girl recalled his arm was gushing blood like something out of a horror movie.
Wow.
Meanwhile, the staff member disappeared. The group rushed their friend to a hospital. The Nashville Nightmare, for its part, later told ABC News that the company was re-examining its safety measures. They said, we have robust safety and security protocols in place, including metal detectors and on-site medical and security staff.
Damn.
So we don't know if the staff member did it on purpose or not.
Or if it even was a staff member, if it was just some crazy person pretending to be a staff member, gave a person a real knife, thinking they would like poke somebody, and they did.
Virtual listener Cassidy here says that she has such a dark secret from working in a haunted house that she has to be on the voice disguiser. Hey, Cassidy, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, this is right up my alley. I've been a haunted house actor this will be my 12th year, and I promise any type of houses that, let's say if it's cabin in the woods style or, like Hills Have Eyes, something with the house, all the employees are absolutely playing piano after hours. So when people are passing by saying, ooh, let me sit on this bed, let me sit on this prop, let me touch it, I wouldn't recommend it.
So it's late enough in the show. It's late enough in the show we can say the word sex. So they're having sex inside the haunted house when everybody is gone with the lights all off and stuff. They're having sex in there?
Oh, yeah, after hours. It's a pretty common thing with haunted houses. So that's another reason why you don't want to touch the props.
I'm not surprised by this.
Abby, you go out on a date with a guy.
No.
He discloses that he is a haunted house worker. Is that a ditch or date for you?
It's a ditch for me because I don't even like haunted houses. Like, my dates are scary enough. I don't need to add horror into the mix.
Hey, Cassidy, Kaylee wants to know where he can get an application.
The Bert Show.